What's going on, YouTube? DFS Quarry back again with another main slate breakdown. NHL DFS Monday, October 22nd, 2018. We got a 4-game slate here. Jared Miner 87. Jared, not a bad little slate here. What do you think?
Oh, I think we are going to get a lot of plays out of this one tomorrow. Really, I call it a hot ticket Monday for sure. And I think we're going to have a lot of picks for the viewing audience on, best main slate breakdown on your evening time.
I agree. There's a lot of plays here. Before we get started here, we had a comment from a fellow that watches us a good bit here. Let some comments on there. Mitch played the Detroit stack the other day. Nailed it. Good job, Mitch. Way to go. Glad to hear it. Glad it's working out for you, man. And hope we see you around here a little more often. That being said, let's jump right into it. Colorado Avalanche heading into Philadelphia to take on the Flyers. Not very far away from where I am right now. And I ain't going to go watch them damn Flyers, man. Pens all the way, bud. Nonetheless, over under a 6, minus 123. Home favorite for the Flyers. What do you like here, Jared?
This game here, aside from the goalie situation, I think you got plays for both teams here. I really, you look at, see what we got here. I like Colorado's power play in play here for sure. You got Philly, who, especially if they get down by 2 goals or so, you are going to see Philly take a lot of penalties. It's just their nature. So give me that first power play. And the good thing, Colorado's scoring has really come from that first couple areas. Landeskog's having a great year. He leads them with 7 goals, I believe. You also have Nate McKinnon really, lighting up the scoreboard again. He's really continuing where he left off. He has, 8,100 salary, 7 points per night he's out there on the ice. I think that's some great production. I think you could throw him in a line. On home ice, with this kind of pairing here, I'm going to probably have more plays on the Philly side, to be honest. I like the way Claude Giroux's come out and played. He's getting shots for sure. He's getting points, comes in at 4.88 points per game with a 6,100 price tag. Wayne Simmons, my God, he was there talking about, if he was even going to get a contract extension from Philly. He hasn't done that, but he's certainly making a case of why he should be considered. So 5,800 price tag. He's getting 4.12. I really like that production from Wayne Simmons, and they got him getting, extensive power play time as well. Sean Couturier, he's getting some ice time, 5,700, but he's only 2.44, so I might lean elsewhere. Interesting take here, Scott Lofton. He's only 3,900, but he's averaging 3. I need to see if he had like a multi-point game, but he does have 5 points on the year with 16 shots. So even if you didn't want the, all first, second line and wanted to take a chance on a lower line here, Scott Lofton and the GPP, I think you might get you some production. Defensively, I'm all Philly on defense here. I like what Robert Hagg has done. He's still 4,500, but he gets you 3.3. Great production at a pretty reasonable price. Go down, Shane Gostisbehere, a little higher. It's 5,700, and you're getting a 3.4 production. 4 points in 8 games. I'm probably going to stay off the Gostisbehere for tomorrow. I'm probably going to just get maybe, I think I might just play the Robert Hagg pair. If I wanted to save some salary, I might go down to Christian Folin if he's still in. He's played 4 games, 2,800 and a 2.12 price tag. He's in 16 minutes of ice time in those 4 games. So cheap play there. And then you could also look at Radko Gudas. But really, like I said, I'm running that Christian Folin and probably looking at Robert Hagg because I know I'm going to need some good, expensive forward pairs here. Do I have interest in Philly's power play? Going up against Colorado is a strong penalty kill, but they do have, tendency to take penalties here. Colorado, is averaging almost 5 penalties a game. I think you got to at least look at Philly, but I'm probably going to try to aim at line pairings on this one. Maybe Wayne Simmons with his second line teammate there. I think he's still on the second line, but I didn't get to look there. But overall, I look for this game to be pretty high scoring with lots of plays. I only dive into the Philly side because I really see them being a little bit more successful from a DFS perspective.
Yeah, it's a good call on being a high-scoring game here. It's probably going to be a little pricey as far as a full game stack here. Be able to find some value in the defense as far as that goes, but I'll start with the Colorado side. Obviously, it's the top line. You can't ignore them. Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen. McKinnon, however, is extremely expensive, but he is well-deserved to be extremely expensive. This guy is, he's not Connor McDavid, but there's an argument between Austin Matthews and Nate McKinnon to be made as far as that goes. He's an incredible player, incredible skater. The offense entirely runs through Nate McKinnon, and as it should. So these guys on his wings here are both obviously in play when they're on the ice with him. You want to get some savings? I don't mind Kerfoot. He's having a pretty good year. He gets some power play time too. I like defensive. Oh, did I pass someone up? Yes, Carl Soderberg too. I don't mind him. 4,300 for some savings. Kerfoot and Soderberg, I believe, both get ice time on the power play too. Gerard defensively at 3,900, he's in play. Johnson 4,300, he's in play. And Tyson Berry, obviously, he gets power play time too, so he's in play. Varlamov here, although I think he's one of the top goalies on the slate here, looking at it again, I came into it thinking I wanted to play him, and I'm going out of this knowing I don't want to play him. I think Philly at home, like you said, Jared, is just going to be too tough. Coming off a pretty, what would you just say, confidence-building win and knocking the shit out of New Jersey, which is great. Good for them. I'm with you. Daily Faceoff here has Wayne Simmons projected to start on the top line. It's the first I'm seeing that. I don't know if that's right or not. That would put him with Giroux and Coutier. That would be incredible. He's only 5,800, Wayne Simmons, so that would definitely put him in play for me. I like Philly here. I like Voracek too. Conacy at 4,400 is cheap. You could play Provorov. He's playing a lot of minutes. Robert Hagg is paired up with him on the top defensive line pairing. I like both those guys paired together. They're both 4,500. You can get some line production out of both of them. I like that pairing if that's the way it's going to go. And I definitely don't want a goalie here. And I'm with you. I'm off Goes to Spare a little bit here. It seems to maybe have slowed down just a tick. So I'll just jump off here, wait for his price to drop, and then jump back on. You got anything else on this one, or you want to move on?
Let's move on to the next one.
We got Carolina, mine, a minus 135 favorite, heading into Detroit to take on the Red Wings. We got an over-under of 6 here. Carolina, Detroit. What do you like here?
Before we started, just got the notification that Ryan Callahan had a goal assisted by JT Miller. So the stack we called the other night from a little bit of low cost options there, pays off again. So that's good news. We called them the other night, so maybe they were listening. But yeah, I like this. I like this as a game stack here, and I think there's some potential options not to break the bank, and also show some, point values on both sides. Detroit, they're coming around, I guess. They've certainly made some line shifts. You watched Mantha get moved down to that bottom pairing, bottom fourth line, so they've they bumped up Darren Helm to the first line. So you're starting to see some, maybe turning the corner. I don't think they're a playoff team this year, certainly, but it's good to see them putting goals on the board. At a young team, really, kind of led by the experience of Thomas Vanek. And they got Vanek running almost like that role as a Matt Cullen in Pittsburgh, Yeah, the potential to get some offensive production, but mainly there to kind of teach them the way. So I do like where this first line of Nyquist and Larkin is in play. You look at Dylan Larkin, 21 minutes of ice time past 5 games, 4 points, 15 shots at a 5,900 price tag. You'll take that. I mean, 5,900 for 21 minutes of ice time from a forward. You're talking, Ovechkin numbers, so you would think he's going to be around 7,400. So to get him at 5,900, you're getting quite a premium here. If you want second line production, you got Andreas Athanasiou. Great play there. Shot guy, 20 shots past 5 games. He's got 3 points as well. He's coming in at a 5,100 price tag. And like I said, Thomas Vanek, 3,500. He's running that fourth line, got 2 goals, 5 shots, 1 block. He gets 13 minutes ice time, but you hear power play points, 2 power play points in the past 5 games, and he does run that second power play unit. And both of those have been goals, so you'll certainly be happy with a 3.5 point guy. Defensively, I know Joe called it the other night. Chalowski, I think he even had 10.5 the other night or something like that. It was crazy. He's in play. I like where Trevor Daley sits here. They finally, he's back in action. He's been back a couple games, I believe. So now he's going that first line, 14 minutes of ice time. So he is coming back. I like where he sits at a 3,700 price tag. So I'm probably going to go that way. But let's go to the Carolina side. Is there plays here? Absolutely. Sebastian Aho, 9 points past 5 games. Great production there. Michael Furland, 6,200, 4 points in the past 5 games. Those guys are a little more pricey. Is there any options down below? Could you see any point? Oh, man, you almost really have to, you look at their third and fourth line for Carolina. No goals by anyone in the past 5 games. All their productions on the top 2 lines, guys, even for the power play standpoint. So, yeah, I mean, Furland and Aho has had six goals in the past 5 games combined between them. So there's your plays if you wanted to play them. Being that they are away against Detroit, I think they're in play. I'm probably only going to chance taking one of them, to be honest. I'd probably like Furland as a one-off in that utility slot for tomorrow, given it is a 4-game slate. But do I have interest in Carolina's defense? Absolutely here. They got a defensive juggernaut, I like to say. You look down here, they obviously brought in Doug Hamilton. He's been getting around 3.3 points of production at 5,400 price tag. I would like him to be a few bit cheaper, which is why I might go Justin Falk at a 4,900 at 2.8. I've played Jakob Slavin 4,600. He's got 2.94. I've played him a couple times, and he's done really productive as well. So I like a one-off of Aho or Furlan, and I like that Carolina defense. And I really don't have interest in a goalie in this one.
Yeah, I like this game too. You can stack this one up, I think. Although, I kind of lean towards the Carolina side, I think. I like this top line, what I'm looking at here. Furlan, Aho, and Teravainen. I think that's going to be a good fit. They're in play, I think. The second line, Foegele, Stahl, and Williams is okay with me too. It's fair price. $5,000 for Foegele. Stahl is only $63. Williams is $55. This game fits well as far as a game set goes. Excellent. You want to come down and grab Svechnikov off that third line? I'm okay with that at $3,700. He's getting 15 minutes ice time. Deep GPP, man, a real big GPP. Take a look at Valentin Zykov on that fourth line for $2,900 on DraftKings. He's only getting about 7.5 minutes ice time a game, but if he's hot, you never know. Maybe he'll get a little more ice time, but in a big GPP, I kind of like him off that fourth line. Defensively, I'm not on Hamilton here too much. I'm actually a little bit off of him. 5,400. He's going to, I know he's shooting a lot. He's going to have to show me a little bit more yet. I'd prefer to go to Slavin for 4,600, or you could even take Justin Falk off that second line for 4,900. I wouldn't mind that at all. Pesh even for 4,100 off that third pairing is okay too. I like that. And there you go. For the first power play unit, Zykov's on that first power play unit, man, off that fourth line at 2,900. Paired up with Oho, Stahl, Teravainen, and Falk, man. He is absolutely 100% in play tomorrow on this slate, man. Absolutely. I would not steer away from that. I'm going to play him. Absolutely, I'm playing him. Let me write him down right now so I don't forget. All caps too, bud. Double underline. He will be in my lineup. I like that a lot. I don't want Mrazek if he is starting. He sucks. But if it ends up being some changing, maybe McElhinney, I think if he gets the nod, he is in play. I'm not saying he's a lock, but he's definitely in play. Zykov, man, write that down. Valentine Zykov at 2,900 on DraftKings is absolutely in play tomorrow. Detroit side of this, I like Nyquist. I'm really on that top power play unit. That's what I'm looking at here when I target this Detroit team. I'd like to say I'm a fan of this team. They're a young team. Everything you said about them, Jared's correct, but I'm just not a fan. So I'll target Bertuzzi. I'll target Larkin. I'll target Nyquist and Cronwell defensively. Not so certain how much Cronwell will end up playing at all because I do like Chalowski. And I like your call on Daly. I wasn't on him. I wasn't even really thinking about him. I know he just came back. Kind of just been glancing over him, but I like Daly. I think people will steer away from him, so you get him at low ownership anyway. That's all I got in this game. I definitely don't want no part of Howard at all in the net for Detroit. None. But that's it. That's what I got for this game.
Let's move on.
Next game up, St. Louis heading into Winnipeg to take on the Jets. We got an over-under 6 in this game, and Winnipeg is a -158 home favorite, as they should be. What do you like here?
Give me all of Winnipeg. Those that are, good with player names and not with team stats will be happy to know that Winnipeg is the #1 team at home. And that's, with pretty good, what is that, 5 games played at home, 4-0-1. So great production there. So that being said, where do you want their goals? Where do you like them? Really, I have to say I like this. Is the potential for power play there? 3 penalties a game. Yeah, I mean Winnipeg's power play is deadly. I think you got to look at that. Cal Connor, I've liked the production he's been given at 5,700. I've always liked Blake Wheeler at 5,900. Probably think he should be a little bit more, but he's only has 3 points in his past 5 games. You look, and I think that it's been a little bit of like Jekyll and Hyde with Winnipeg this year. Sometimes they've only gotten a couple goals a game here. You look for a lot more out of this team than what you've been getting so far. But I guess going against what I would presume to be Jake Allen tomorrow, I love where they stand. I'm gonna spend high on these guys. Give me Line, give me Shafley, give me Kyle Connor. Whew, I'd love to get Blake Wheeler, but I'm really gonna have to basically 2,900 my defense and all, and maybe even take the scratch of a goalie to get if I wanted to run that 4-pair combo. But I like where Winnipeg sits, and the reason St. Louis has been disastrous here, all their goals, even on the power play, has been their second power play unit. You look here, their second power play is getting the points, which is Braden Shen, it's Alex Steen, it's David Perron, and Jaden Schwartz is on that second power play. They're not getting production from their money makers, which is, Tarasenko, it's Ryan O'Reilly. I'm looking here. They've actually bumped down Patrick Maroon to the third line and brought up Zach Sanford to wing alongside Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron. So the Tyler Bozak experiment's basically been horrible. So I really don't see a lot of upside. And even if you run a defensive pair, I remember last year Pietrangelo was in the high 5,000s. He's down to 4,600 because the production is just not there. Parayko is now second line defenseman here. They just have, the chemistry's not there this year, and going against a Winnipeg juggernaut, I don't see it. Stay away from St. Louis. And really, I like where Connor Hellebuck sits from a defensive standpoint. Defensively, can you get anyone from Winnipeg? Certainly. I mean, Josh Morrissey, 5 points, 5 games on that power play. He's getting 23 minutes of time at 5,200. Not a bad price for what is top tier production of a defenseman. But you're not gonna, if you want to run that stack, you're not gonna get that. You can't afford them. So take a shot on Ben Chariot or Chiarot. 2,700. He's got a goal, 5 shots, and 10 blocks in the past 5, getting 1,607. So he'd be a good cheap option, I think, here. And even Tyler Myers, if you can afford him, 3,800, 12 shots, 2 points, past 5 games, 19 minutes ice time. Good play there too.
I'm pretty much with you on this game. If I'm playing St. Louis at all in any contest tomorrow, it will be a large field GPP. That's pretty much it. I like your call with Shen, Perron, Steen. Defensively, I mean, maybe if you want Pietrangelo and Parayko, they're priced far enough down now that they're playable. They really don't have much interest in this team at all. I like the Winnipeg side all the way around. I like the top 6. Connor, Scheifele, Wheeler, Ehlers, Little, Laine. Defensively, I like Morrissey and is it Sherratt, I guess is how you would pronounce that name, I guess. I don't know. But Fogelin is a little pricey for me yet at 5,300. But those other two guys are in play. If you need to save some cash, you can play Morrow. You need to save cash tomorrow to get up here and play these higher price forwards on the slate for tomorrow. So Morrow's that you can play him. He's getting 15 minutes of ice time. He's only 2,500. Honestly, what's he need to do? I mean, he gets an assist or a goal. You're good with that for 2,500 bucks. So he's definitely in play. And I mean, you can play the power play. You can play this pretty much however you want to play it, I guess. I like that price tag online. 6,300. You can play him. And Hellebuck, I think, is in play too. I don't know if you mentioned that or not. I definitely don't want no parts of your boy Allen there in St. Louis. You can have that all day. Anything else in this one?
No, and I think I cursed him that night. He's been bad.
He's horrible. He was horrible to begin with, man. I mean, this is a joke. People talked all summer long about how St. Louis was going to turn this around and they were making the right moves this way and that way. Are you kidding me? No. Management, that front office needs to check themselves because they didn't do anything to help this team at all. And Josh Allen is not the answer in the net, period. End of story. Next game.
You ready? I'm ready for it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Washington heading into Vancouver. Washington is a minus 145 favorite. Vancouver, this got a 6 over-under in this game. And it's the last game on the slate. Going to go against the grain here with Vancouver.
Well, it almost looks promising. I mean, you look here, and it's pretty much always had been that way, that when you look at the road, for some reason, Washington on the road just does not get it together, and it started off that way this year. They've only been on the road twice, 0-1-1, 6 goals in those 2 games, but they've given up 13. So apparently that just tells me that, what is that, 7 and 6 goals against on the road? Oh, man, apparently that guy just gets railroaded when he doesn't have the first shift change in Washington. So that puts Vancouver in play here. And looking at this, you got Washington taking over 4 penalties a game, and you got middle of the road power play here. I like where Vancouver sits to at least get some pointage on the board. Where's it going to come from? It's going to come from Bo Horvat. 3 goals last 5 games, 14 shots. I'll take it. They haven't been on the power play, I guess. Power play points have been slim. Actually, it looks like, what do we got? Looks like maybe 1 power play goal their past 5 games. So not very good so far, but I don't mind taking a chance here on at least Bo Horvat and Brock Besser from Vancouver here. Edler has been getting you shots and blocks, but 5,600, I don't want a part of them tomorrow. Normally I'm on them. I think they even bumped them up another 100 or 200 DraftKings. What are you thinking? Not worth that much, guys. But you know what? I think, like I said, Bo Horvat, Brock Besser is really all I would want, I think. Maybe even Jake Virtanen as a utility spot, 3,200. He has 3 points in five games there. He's only at 12.27, which tells me maybe he got bumped up a little bit. These ice times are really weird, when you look at the amount of time on ice for Vancouver. It looks like they're messing with their lines heavy, not getting that right pairing. That being said, I do like where Washington sits here. Do you look for Oshie to get some better stuff? Because he's been pretty bad lately. Was at 2 points in his last 5 games at 6,600. Don't even go there. They got Chandler Stevenson running their first line now, so they're obviously not. Some things have not been happening. You know what? Trust with where the goals and points have been. I like where Brett Connolly is, 4,100, 5 points last 5 games. I like him as an off spot probably. Jacob Vrana, 2 points, 14 shots, 4,900. No, I don't think. Give me that first power play line. I think. Give me Backstrom. Give me Ovechkin, Kuznetsov. Any of those three. Carlson. Can you believe this? Here's the crazy thing. Carlson is now 7,000 in DraftKings. No, guys, don't do it. You'll break your bank. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, they're basing that he's now as productive as a forward. It's not there. Stay away from that at 7,000. So, and you can always pay down. So give me Backstrom at 6,100. Give me Ovechkin. I'll take it at 8,000 tomorrow. And you know what? I'll try to game stack that by getting some first line production here off Bo Horvat and Brock Besser at 4,900, 5,200. I'll game stack this, and I'll pick my goalie. We'll call it. I ain't gonna get Hellebuck, so we'll call it Peter Mrazek at Carolina, folks. Should be a little bit cheaper for me to help absorb that Washington salary, just in case they do figure it out on the road.
That's ballsy. You're taking the jewels and just throwing them right up there on the table.
At least I didn't take Carlson.
Mrazek, dude? You're kidding me. He's a joke. He shouldn't even be in the NHL, man. But I agree with you.
It might not be Mrazek tomorrow. Maybe it'll be.
McElhinney's expensive, though. He'll be up there in price. He'll be more expensive than Mrazek. But, you know, as far as that goes, Washington, you're right, man. Washington is where it's at. But, geez, a whiz. Ovechkin's 8,000. Kuznetsov is 7,200. Man, that's – man, you are really going to have to pay down to get these guys in, man. But I prefer Backstrom at 6,100 and Oshie at 66. If I'm playing this, I like Conley at 41. That's a good price. I like Lars Eller, too, and Burakovsky on that whole third line. There's nothing wrong with that. 3,100 for Burakovsky, 4,100 for Eller, and 4,100 for Conley. You could stack that line up, man, and get way different and still grab some Washington exposure there. I'm with you. 7,000 for Carlson is absolutely crazy. Let me drop down. Give me some Orlov at 3,700. Niskanen at 4,800. Like that a lot better. You can play the top power play unit here. That looks great. Minus that Carlson at 7K. I think if I'm playing that top lineup, man, it's going to be Oshie, Backstrom, and Kuznetsov. Probably a little easier to fit in. But if you want to do it in a large field GPP, I would go with Ovechkin and Carlson somehow. And then let Kuznetsov off and go with Backstrom maybe. So it'd be like Backstrom, Ovechkin, Carlson. Because nobody's going to want to pay that kind of money. You know what I mean? 8K for Ovechkin. That's a lot of loot. The second power play unit, I don't know how much ice time they'll get as far as that goes, but that's a good looking power play unit too. With Verona, Eller, Conley, Orlov, and Niskanen, I'm okay with that too. So if you wanted to do that, go full second power play unit and by GPP, that would work. I could see that hitting. And that won't be owned. So you get low ownership on that as a whole. And if it's Holtby in the net, man, I know, it's 8,200, but I like Holtby tomorrow here a lot. He's probably the top goalie in the top spot. Maybe not the top goalie on the entire slate, but he's probably in the top spot. Vancouver, I gotta admit, I like these guys when Yinzer's boy Pedersen is in the lineup. He's a hell of a rookie, man, and this team is missing him real bad, and it's noticeable. As far as Vancouver goes, I think the only guys that are really playable, other than just like, taking a chance on a scratch-off ticket, is Horvat and Besser. I like Virtanen a little bit, man. I'm not even so certain about that because I think his numbers are inflated from the beginning of the year. I'd have to double check on that. You could take a shot on Louis Eriksson, but man, this team, it just seems like Pedersen was the spark that it needed to keep him going. Look at that. Edler is 5,600. I can't do that, man. There's no way. 5,600 for Edler is just too much, man. Goodbranson is 2,600. That's more doable. Cheap price tag there. Save yourself some money so you can pay up for them high price forwards today. Markstrom is in play, but I think only in a huge GPP. You could play Markstrom and hope that Washington just lays an egg, which is a possibility, man, because they're not that great on the road. That's it, man, for the slate.
Oh, holy moly. Mitch just beat me I asked him for a diamond stack. I had my diamond stack lined up, and Mitch just totally calls it out.
What do you mean? What do you call on it?
Carolina line 2, and that was definitely my diamond stack play.
Yeah, I seen Mitch said earlier he liked Carolina for a stack. I like that stack too, man. So heck with y'all. Don't let Zykov off there, man. I'm telling you. Take a look at him.
But you know what? Sharing is caring, and maybe if we both call them on diamond stacks, they'll really go off. I'm gonna stick with that on my diamond stack and echo the sentiment. Fogley, Stahl, Justin Williams tomorrow against a very bad Jimmy Howard. And I think, hey, me and Mitch both in the money. We'll take it.
That's nice, man. Just let me out of it, right? No problem. Give me diamond stack is line 2 for Winnipeg. It's Ehlers, Little, and Lonnie.
Well, that's you and Yinzer's. You and Yinzer got the old WPG line 2.
Oh, yeah. I can't go wrong with that, man. If Yinzer's calling, hey, man, he called that Pedersen shit first show of the year. What are you going to do? You know? What's your snowflake stack here?
Snowflake stack, you know what? I'm calling it. First power play unit for St. Louis. Patrick Maroon, Ryan O'Reilly, Vlad Tarasenko, Tyler Bozak, and Vince Dunn. Hellebuck shuts them down, and St. Louis does not see that power play goal.
Huh. It's a good call. I'm going to take the easy way out. Just give me line 1 from Vancouver. I think they need help here. I think they're starting to settle back down to what they really truly are. I mean, they're playing hot right now. I think it's great. They're a great young team. I just think they're a couple of years away yet. So give me line 1 Vancouver. Boulder Award.
To be honest, I don't really know if there's going to be one tomorrow. It doesn't look like it. But you know what? That being said, that I don't think there's going to be. I think you got to take it for what it is. Give me Philly goalie tomorrow. I'd like to say it's going to be Brian Elliott. You never know anymore with some of these things. But goalie for Philadelphia. It could be Michael Newberth even, because Newberth, no, he hasn't played yet. He's 200. Yeah, Brian Elliott tomorrow. If not Brian Elliott, I guess it'd be Calvin Pickard.
Alrighty then. I mean, hey, that's just not going to happen. But, okay. Give me Allen from St. Louis. No, I'm just kidding, man. Crazy, dude.
I should just set my lineup to put him in.
Yeah, give me Holtby, man. I'll take the easy way out. I think he's about the only one. Oh, shit. Anyway.
Now we might be like,
you know he's going to put it up now for certain. Just, you know what I mean? Whatever. Get a big old middle finger tweeted at us on DFS Quarry. I'd love it. That'd be great. Anyway, that's the slate. Overall, it's a fun little slate. Don't think you really have to worry about ownership in too many places. Maybe just with the goalies, because I think, you know, Hellebuck, Holtby, they're the plays. Maybe a little bit of love for Varlamov there. That's about it. I think Carolina's going to get some love stacked up. Maybe with JS Minor, they're pushing a little bit at Detroit. They'll get a little love, but I can't see really that. I think Colorado, Philly's going to get some love. Winnipeg's going to get heavily owned. Washington also heavily owned, but they're, you know, Washington's priced up enough that, you know, maybe ownership stays down a little bit of some of them guys. Not quite certain where I'm going to go yet with this. I'm looking more towards Carolina, Winnipeg, and I like that first game too with Colorado, Philly stack. A little pricey to game stack it, but that's where I'm sort of leaning. I kind of think really I'll find most of my ownership somewhere in the Carolina, Winnipeg game, or the Carolina team, the Winnipeg team, and maybe I'll run a line or two with that Detroit and a GPP or something like that, but that's where I'm going to end up with it. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, I mean, overall, like you said, I like where Philly stands at home. I think they're in a good spot. I like that Carolina-Detroit game from both sides, Winnipeg all the way, and Washington-Vancouver, you know, I'm a little leery of that. I mean, to give up 7 and 6 goals to any team in 2 games on the road, that's bad. You would think it's like 7 and 6. God, I hope it's not 8 and 5. But hey, Ristolainen just scored. Sabres lead the Ducks. Hey, I think we called him last night. So yeah, I'm a little leery
in a lineup.
What's that?
I got Hunting in a lineup, man. I need that.
But yeah, I like that. I'm going to probably play the Colorado, Philly, and Carolina, Detroit games a little bit heavier. I'm pretty much not going to have any St. Louis in my lineup. I'll just take the chance that something, you know, Jake Allen wakes up in the morning and then starts playing like Patrick Wall or something. I don't know. In his prime, that is, not Patrick Wall today.
Mitch just asked in the chat there, Vancouver for a GPP. My quick thoughts on that is, yeah, you could. I think if you're going to do that, though, that needs to be a pretty large field GPP, man. You're going to be wanting to go, you know, be facing 5,000 people, 5,000 lineups or something like that to run them in. But why not, man? This is hockey. But there's so much variance, man. Detroit might come out tomorrow at home, and didn't we just see them beat Tampa Bay, right? Vancouver also beat Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken here. So are you going to tell me that Washington's any different than Tampa Bay or Pittsburgh? No, I don't think so, man. So, yeah, absolutely. Vancouver has to be considered in the GPP.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm probably not going to bet high dollar and a GPP on it, but certainly, you know, and a couple dollar GPP, throw it on there. I mean, Holtby's beatable for sure. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, so yeah, I think they're playable. I think I would just be a large, for me, it would be a large field GPP, but you know, I never seen them beating Pittsburgh, and they push Pittsburgh around. So it's like, it depends on whether or not for Vancouver, sort of, maybe you'll disagree or agree, Jared, but it seems like with Vancouver, when you look at them, if they score first, they play this keep away game, man, and they try to keep the puck between the blue lines and not, you know what I mean? They want to play the center of the ice with the puck. They'll come out fast. If they can score right away, then they're going to slow it down and bring it, you know, and try to control the puck. So they might only end up with 3 goals at the most, but if they can win 3-1, you know, and the rest of these games stay low, if you go Vancouver, say you go Vancouver, Philadelphia, as far as a lineup construction goes, man, I could see that going right to the top, man. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and one thing I just noticed as I'm, kind of looking at final picks and plays here, the bad play of Nolan Patrick has actually dropped. Is he out with an injury? Oh yeah, he did go down for a couple. Is he still out?
I think he was out, but I'm not quite certain, man.
Yeah, they bumped his cost down to 3,900. So that Philly's definitely been dealing with injuries, but yeah, I like that Philly play tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. And guys, good luck tomorrow, man. We're gonna get out of here. I hope everything works out for everybody the rest of the night. We still got a little bit of time left, I think, in one game. So with that being said, man, thanks for everything. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Give us a share. Let a comment. Let us know, if you take any of our advice. Don't forget to play Zykov tomorrow. And we wish everybody luck. We'll see you guys around. You need anything, hit us up on Twitter. Everything's in the comments below. Jared, good luck to you. We'll see you tomorrow.